Good morning. It's Friday, August 15th, about 5:20 a.m. I get up early and meditate. Today I'm going to talk to you instead. And first thing I want to say is a longtime supporter of mine wrote and had a problem with me asking for support, and I can appreciate the point. However, there are many people who waste each month the amount of money I need to live off of. And some of these people are religious, yogis, Hindus, whatever. And I know I'm well trained, and I know my heart is good and my intentions are good, so I have no problem asking for that because I want to do this work. So I don't take it back. Moving along here, the human soul is higher. You see, animals are always locked into the law of the jungle, and humans are usually in that mindset, thinking that material things are fun. Like, take, for example, a young person driving a nice car. They think, gee, this is great. This is such a nice steering wheel. This car goes so fast. It feels so good. The air conditioning works nice, and they think all these things are really pleasurable, and they make them happy. That's illusion, because all that stuff's going to be wiped out, and it has nothing to do with their real self, and the ramifications for the world and all other souls are huge when we consume. So consumption should be kept to a minimum. That's actually the righteous, real way that humans should be living. And then they should be sharing and taking care of each other. All order has been brought about by this higher human thinking. Disorder and chaos and war and suffering is brought about by the law of the jungle. So, humans are always higher, and we need to take control of ourselves, take control of our minds, and stop the animalistic tendencies. For example, what good does worry and smoking cigarettes do anyone? It doesn't. It's actually reacting to the illusion. It's having fear, identifying with the illusion, and then so much fire inside us to do something about our perceived problems, so we have to put out the fire with drugs and so forth. Cigarettes have an immediate dampening effect on you. So they're just another drug, another way of reacting to the illusion. But really, a human should take control of their mind, sit down, be calm, and think, and realize what life is, and think their way out of their problems. That's called meditating. Meditate your way out of your problems, not these other ways. Because the soul is higher, things like religion, meditation, higher thought, philosophy, they help that higher soul to establish itself in its own mind. Like, what am I? There's this Latin saying, cognito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. It's a very ancient way of identifying the self. The self is the one capable of thought, higher thought. So there are some who are more advanced in that. Some humans are more advanced in that than others. Others are really locked into the illusion, thinking only of stuff, bank balance, power, their body, and they're really meditating on the current moment. They don't realize they will die. They don't realize they will get old and suffer. They cannot plan, etc. Those who are higher, those who are already very much into the soul and get it, they're not as attracted to stuff. They don't seek stuff, material stuff, as much as other people. They just don't care. Okay? For example, I lived in India at times, and I experienced having nothing except a couple changes of robes, simple cotton clothing, okay? And then I would eat communally with everyone else in the big mess hall of the temple, and we were eating just vegetarian, simple food like a vegetable with rice and bean soup and a wheat bread. That's it. And then we would work, and we were very happy. Why? because in the morning and evening we got together and danced and sang to God, God's names, about God, read about God and the soul. It's very fulfilling, and this is how many people live all over the world. So here in America, average people are materialistic and going for the matter. They work hard to get the matter, to get the car, to get the TV, to watch the garbage, to smoke the garbage, to eat the garbage, to make a lot of garbage. In other countries, that's not so. So I personally can understand why, say, people who live a simple life and who are very religious might have a problem with the American lifestyle and consumerism. We need far less than we're taking here, and we should turn that around, and that would greatly help us and the world and the environment. I just heard yesterday that amphibians are dying off at an alarmingly huge rate, more than ever in history. That means frogs, salamanders, etc. They eat mosquitoes, for example. So in the future, we will probably have mosquito infestation all over the world like we've never had before, which means a total spread of the diseases that they spread, which means people spraying all bodies of water with poison to kill the mosquitoes, which means a more poisoned environment still. And this is probably caused, scientists say, by global warming, because the amphibians are getting a skin, like virus or something, on their skin from the warming. Just a slight warming that's occurred makes them more susceptible to this skin disease that kills them. And so as our engines hammer away as we drive to our engagements that we may not need to be going to at all, we should be thinking about the frogs that are dying and the future mosquito bites we're going to get with malaria in them, etc. So higher thought, which is sometimes called religion or philosophy, but doesn't need to be called religion, but higher thought, thinking about the soul and life as it truly is and so forth, that is right, but dogma is wrong. Dogma which goes too far, which goes past the will of God. Like if you start killing people based on religion, then you're taking matters into your own hands. You're playing God. That comes from religions that think there's a devil who acts independent of God and they need to stop the devil as God's warriors. I disagree with that, as does Buddhism and Hinduism. There is no such thing as devil. God is fully in control only. There is only divinity. There is divinity everywhere, and even the illusion is a part of divinity. What people are going through and learning is a part of divinity's plan. So I'm going to end here, and once again, I do hope to one day be supported. I'm not sorry about that. I think I'm worth it, and I think people that spread the good information of philosophy and spirituality are the ones who should be given airtime, listened to, freed up so that they can continue to teach this, because surely we see people in general definitely need to make progress in this area. So that's it for me right now. Thank you for listening. I love you. Take care. I'll see you soon.